What's up everyone, this is your boy Chris back with another reptile video. In today's video, I am answering another question from one of our followers from Instagram. And the follower asked me how to create these amazing black knights, starting with their normal leopard gecko. So in this video, what I'm going to tell you is I'm going to give you my personal suggestions on how you can make these good quality black knights, and also I'm going to give you some of the info on what you need to be prepared before you're actually starting on these projects. So the first thing that you need to know is that when these black knight morph was created from one of the breeder in the Europe, he actually worked on this project for over 15 years, somewhere close to 15 years, and he also started out with the normal leopard geckos. But the main part about this story is that if you're thinking about working on this project, starting with nothing, starting with the normal leopard geckos, what you need to know is that in the next couple years, you will barely see anything like this super dark when you start with the leopard geckos. It will start to look like a little bit darker as every season goes, every time you pair them. And one of the middle quality black knight is this one. This is still good, but in the next couple years, the best thing you will be able to produce will be somewhere close to this one. This one is a female black knight. You basically do line breeding each year with the best quality hatchling, and once you pair those up together, it gets darker like this and like this. Sorry about the poop and everything, but this is what is going to happen each year. It's gonna slowly get darker from the yellow and dark pigment like this, and then it will turn super dark without any patterns. This one still do have some patterns on its back and its head, and this one has a lot of patterns. Now, my personal advice is, if you're working on this project to save your money, I don't think it is the best way to go with the normal leopard geckos and start it from nothing, because you will actually not know until what's going to happen at the end. For example, these black knights, although it took about close to 15 years for a breeder who found this morph, it doesn't mean that you will take another next 15 years to create this morph. It might take even longer, or it might be faster, but you just don't know. While you're going through the line breeding, you will actually produce a lot of hatchling, because each female, they usually lay 6 times per season, and each time they lay, let's say they lay 2 eggs, which is the most thing that it happens when they lay an egg. Each time when they lay 2 eggs, it will be 12 eggs a year from one female. And if you decide to have that 12 eggs hatchling all go with the temperature sex female, and you pair those up with the male again in the next year, what you will have then is 144 hatchlings. You will have 144 hatchlings that you will be keeping in your house and still working on that project to work on this black knight. And if you think about all the costs that you'll be putting into getting these enclosures, hides, waters, food dish, and supplies that you need to maintain these leopard geckos, it's actually going to have you spend more money rather than paying these one good quality leopard geckos and start from there. So if that is what you're thinking about doing because of the money things, then I'll recommend starting with something like low quality black knights and then start from there. That will actually save more money, and also it will take less time to get to one of the best black knights that is in the market right now. So that is my advice, because to me, if I was in your case, if I was in your situations, I know that it is a little bit expensive to purchase the black knights, and some people don't really have a lot of budget to spend on these leopard geckos. But if you're really serious about doing these projects and want to produce really good quality black knights, my recommendation is to just go with the ones that is already good looking right now. because genetics does affect a lot to hatchlings, and the better quality you have, there's a higher chance of you getting the better quality of your Black Knights for your hatchling. It's not like 100%. What I'm saying is it will give you a better chance of producing a solid dark patternless Black Knights in the future if you have a good quality female and male. It may cost a little bit in the beginning, but it's totally worth it at the end because your hatchling is going to be so beautiful and so good. You'll be able to have them available for your customer as well and be able to have them for sale a couple $1,000s per each. I know putting a price for animal is not good, but if that is what you're actually thinking about doing, that is the best way to go, and it saves a lot of your time as well. And also, each year, leopard geckos, a lot of breeders come up with a new morph each year, and we just don't know if these Black Knights will last forever or not. What I mean by that is we don't know if this Black Knights will be that much a premium in the market in the next couple of years, in the next 10 years or 15 years when you're done with this Black Knight projects. We just don't know. There might be a new morph that will be available later, 10 years from now, and Black Knights won't be that much of big trend later in the future. Usually leopard geckos morph, they get more expensive when there's a very little morph is out there in the markets, because that's what makes them unique, and it is hard for them to get them, and that is what makes everything super expensive for leopard geckos. So there you go. There is my personal answer. I hope this answered your questions, and for those who are actually thinking about doing Black Knight projects, this is my recommendations. Just start with the best quality, because if you want that good quality Black Knights, that is the best way to go, and it will save a lot of money and a lot of time. Now I'm going to show you each of my Black Knights that we have here in our tub and give you a better visual. So here is one of our female. She is pregnant, so I'm not supposed to touch her a lot, but she has a lot of black pigments, and usually the normal, oh shoot, this one almost got out. Usually the normal leopard geckos, right here where it's a little bit dark, yellowish color, usually normal ones, they're super bright yellow, and it has a somewhat dark pigment on its scale. And as you do more line breeding, the color will start get darker like this, and it will eventually turn like this with the best quality. And for the Black Knight, it is usually more hard to produce solid dark males than females, because when you have your eggs in the incubators, it will highly likely, the temperature will be higher, and higher temperature used to affect a little bit of the colorations. Usually albino lines, people say that higher temperature will give them a more brighter colors, and lower temperature will give them a more darker color. Therefore, females are incubating at a lower temperature and males are usually incubating a higher temperature. So males will tend to be more a bit like brighter than the female. The Black Knights, they don't really get bright with colors since they're all dark. But what I mean by that is they will most likely to have somewhat that yellow color on their skin, when the females could have a super solid dark color on their skin. There are a lot of males where they have a patternless like these type of female. But what I'm saying is that males are kind of hard to produce with the solid dark when it comes down to comparing with the female. So what I do see is that when the males are like this quality, they tend to be more expensive, and females are a little bit easier to produce with this solid dark, as long as you have good female and males for your project. And yeah, that's pretty much it. But this is another one with the male. It's pretty big. He's been well fed and living pretty well life. And this is one of the best quality black knights that we have in our project. Super dark, right? It's really, really cool. If you're serious about creating a black knight, I do highly recommend it. But in the next couple of years, you'll be spending a lot of your time working on this project, and will be a lot of sacrifice and a lot of money to be spent to create the best quality black knights. The couple issues about black knight, it's not really an issue, but what I do see is that black knights, they're a little bit a slow grower. They don't grow fast like albino lines, especially the tangerine lines are the fastest grower, I think, within our geckos, leopard geckos. But black knights tends to grow really slowly. I think it's due to the line breeding part. I'm not quite sure why that's happening to all the black knights. I mean, it doesn't apply to all the black knights, but most of the black knights that I heard from many breeders saying that usually black knights are a little bit slower compared to other leopard geckos. This girl just wants to get out. Let me pull her out. She's very active today for some reason. I'll give you a closer view. This is why I love black knights. They're super dark. I do have hatchlings that will be hatched out anytime soon in our incubator from these black knights. So if you're interested, you can wait until we have them available this year. We will definitely have for some of them for sale. So if you are super interested, just wanting to have them as cute pet, I'll be more than happy to give you informations and updates and everything. So stay tuned and subscribe to our channel if you haven't. And also, if you do Instagram, we do share very early updates on our Instagram stories. So if you want to come check out my page, it's right here. That is my Instagram page for these geckos, and you'll be able to see anything that will be available in this year. But that's pretty much it for today, and here's my personal suggestion for you, for those who are actually wanting to work on black knight projects. I think it is definitely a good project to work on if you like this dark colors. Yeah, that's my answer for you today. Thank you so much for watching my video until now, and I'll come up with another answer in the next video. Stay safe, everyone, and I'll see you guys later.